The era of the F-22 Raptor, the Air Force's most dominant air superiority fighter, is coming to an end, as it is expected to be replaced by its upcoming successor. While the exact timeline remains uncertain, it is evident that the retirement of the Raptor is imminent. The Lockheed Martin F-22 Raptor was first introduced in 1997. Marking the beginning of a new era in fighter aircraft known as the fifth generation. Over the past 25 years, only 3 other tactical jets have met the advanced requirements to be classified as 5th gen fighters. Despite the development of newer models that take inspiration from the F-22, the Raptor is still widely acknowledged as the most powerful air-to-air fighter in existence. Ongoing assessments of the F-22's stealth and combat capabilities, especially when compared to less stealthy Chinese and Russian fighters, consistently show positive outcomes. Additionally, the fact that older aircraft like the F-15, F-16, and FA-18 are not only still in use, but also being upgraded has sparked numerous inquiries. Why would the U.S. consider retiring the F-22 Raptor? The F-22 Raptor, which is widely recognized as the most powerful air superiority fighter in the world, is scheduled to be retired in the 2030s. This decision is based on several factors. Firstly, the F-22 program was terminated after producing only 186 aircraft, as a significant portion of its production line was redirected to the F-35. Consequently, it became extremely difficult to manufacture new Raptors. Additionally, the design and avionics of the F-22 have become outdated over time, requiring expensive modernization efforts that would still not fully address its shortcomings. As a result, a new fighter currently being developed in the Next Generation Air Dominance program will replace the F-22. Moreover, the limited quantity of F-22s and the high operational costs it incurs have accelerated its retirement. The Raptor has faced the threat of extinction since its inception. The F-22 was developed as a result of the Air Force's Advanced Tactical Fighter program, which was initiated in 1981. During this period, the Air Force had already established its criteria for a new air superiority fighter to succeed the highly regarded F-15 Eagle. The F-15 had been designed in response to the perceived capabilities of the MiG-25 as the Cold War continued. However, the Air Force foresaw the possibility of the Soviets introducing their own advanced fighter in the future to rival the F-15. In order to maintain America's ongoing superiority, there was no tolerance for complacency regarding the F-15. The Air Force initiated the search for proposals as early as 1985, and by 1991, the YF-22 had successfully taken flight and emerged as the winner in the production competition. Merely 6 years later, in 1997, the inaugural F-22 aircraft was airborne, and within a span of 8 years, it was actively deployed in service. Nevertheless, after Lockheed Martin won the contract to build the F-22, the Soviet Union collapsed and the United States emerged triumphant in the Cold War. As a result, when the F-22 was finally put into action, the objective had changed. Instead of deterring a powerful nation-state adversary, the U.S. was now involved in conflicts against terrorist groups that lacked substantial air defenses or fighter capabilities, which the F-22 would have to face. In 2009, the United States significantly decreased its original request for 750 Raptors to just 186, with only approximately 150 being ready for combat. The F-22, which was initially meant to replace all F-15s in the fleet, was in danger of disappearing. With the versatile F-35 on the horizon, a substantial portion of the F-22's manufacturing was sacrificed to prioritize the new aircraft. As a result, any future efforts to revive F-22 production would likely be extremely expensive and potentially not financially viable. The world's supply of Raptors would forever be limited to a maximum of 186. Any changes in this number would only result in a decrease. Due to this decision, the price per unit of America's Raptors has surged, leading to immediate concerns about the availability of airframes in a large-scale conflict. Moreover, the cost of parts has significantly increased. The suspension of production lines for the aircraft has rendered it impossible to replace certain components, while others that would have been more affordable in larger quantities for a 750 Raptor fleet are now much more expensive in smaller batches for 150 combat jets. Despite the initial intention to retire all F-15EEs in favor of F-22s, the Air Force now has to allocate funds to maintain, update, and expand its F-15 fleets, while also supporting the relatively few yet expensive Raptors in its arsenal. The F-22's competition is being outpaced by the rapidly evolving threat environment. The F-22 acts as a bridge between two distinct air combat strategies, offering both exceptional maneuverability and advanced stealth capabilities. With its thrust vector control, high thrust-to-weight ratio, and powerful Gatling gun, it is a formidable dogfighter comparable to advanced fourth-generation air superiority platforms. Additionally, it has the smallest radar cross-section among all fifth-generation fighters, along with advanced sensor fusion and situational awareness, allowing its pilots to engage enemy fighters from beyond visual range and catch opponents off guard. In a world where fighters usually specialize in either close-range boxing or long-range sniping, the F-22 distinguishes itself by providing an exceptional combination of both. Although there are more agile fighters available, and the F-35 surpasses the F-22 in terms of sensor fusion and data management capabilities, no other aircraft on the market excels in both aspects to such a remarkable degree. Nevertheless, like all technological progress, the F-22's remarkable abilities will eventually become obsolete. The Air Force foresees that this point is quickly approaching. Despite the Raptor's primary focus on excelling in aerial combat, its biggest obstacle in a contemporary conflict would likely stem from the progressively sophisticated air defense systems that employ advanced detection and targeting techniques. In simpler words, although the F-22 may still outshine other fighters in aerial battles, it cannot ensure its survival against the most cutting-edge surface-to-air missiles. The F-22's upgrades have certain limitations. Currently, the U.S. Air Force is actively working on various upgrades for its Raptor fleet. These upgrades include the development of advanced external fuel tanks and pylons that enhance stealth capabilities, the integration of state-of-the-art beyond visual range air-to-air weapons like the AIM-260, and the addition of an infrared search and track capability. Additionally, the Air Force is also considering the integration of a new electronic warfare suite, or potentially implementing both upgrades simultaneously. Despite the many notable improvements, the avionics suite in the Raptor remains outdated, highlighting a significant limitation in terms of system advancement. Unlike newer fighter jets, the Raptor was not initially designed to be easily upgraded, leading to a more intertwined combination of outdated hardware and software. Additionally, these systems were originally developed with the intention of the Raptor fleet primarily communicating internally, rather than with other aircraft, further exacerbating the issue. The F-22 Raptor's computer hardware would need to be entirely substituted, rather than just undergoing a basic software update in order to align with the advanced avionics of the F-35. Due to the outdated hardware of the F-22, it is unable to directly communicate with its counterpart, the F-35, thus requiring the utilization of an additional platform to serve as an intermediary for translation between the two aircraft. The Raptor's potential performance is not solely hindered by outdated avionics, but also by the vulnerability of its radar-absorbent coating. This coating, often depicted in online images, is prone to damage during high-speed flights, and the process of repairing it is both expensive and time-consuming. On the other hand, the F-35 has taken lessons from the Raptor's challenges. It boasts a more streamlined and effective radar-absorbent coating, and has integrated this coating into its polymer construction. Considering the projected cost of nearly $11 billion for the current series of upgrades for the Raptor, it would require a significant portion of the funds allocated for developing a new, more advanced fighter to completely overhaul the aircraft and keep it competitive with other fighters in the coming decades. While the Raptor currently holds the title for being the most effective dogfighter in terms of its weight-to-performance ratio, it would require a substantial investment to update its avionics and reduce its high operational costs. However, even with such an investment, there would still only be around 150 combat-ready Raptors available. Additionally, obtaining replacement parts for these aircraft remains challenging, and there is no feasible solution for replacing airframes that become obsolete, sustain damage in accidents, or are lost in combat. Despite its impressive capabilities, the Raptor would likely suffer aircraft losses in a battle against a near-peer adversary such as China. In reality, even if you possess the best dogfighter in the world, it won't matter much if you cannot afford to lose any in combat. The king has died. May the new king rule for an extended period. To offer more explanation, it is highly probable that the F-22 will remain in active duty for a longer duration than what the Air Force presently claims. It is expected to play a crucial role in America's air superiority strategy until the 2030s. Nevertheless, as the development of fighter aircraft is a time-consuming process, the F-22's status as the leading aerial force is already beginning to wane as the next-generation air dominance program rapidly approaches to assume control. Next-generation air dominance's capabilities suggest that it can not only avoid high-frequency targeting arrays like the Raptor, but it might also be the initial stealth fighter designed to counter low-frequency arrays that can currently detect most stealth fighters, if not establish a target lock. Additionally, it is highly probable that this new fighter will have a significant increase in range compared to the F-22, allowing it to effectively traverse the expansive Pacific region. However, there is limited evidence to suggest that the upcoming fighter will adopt similar combat strategies as the Raptor. Instead, it is expected to prioritize sensor fusion, stealth, and advanced weaponry that can engage enemies from even greater distances. It is also likely that this new fighter will not have the same level of agility in aerial maneuvers as the F-22, relying more on technological advancements rather than intense dogfighting tactics to establish dominance in the skies. The outcome of these speculations remains uncertain, but one thing is clear: while the era of the Raptor may be coming to an end, the United States is determined to maintain its supremacy.